While you may not see cotton bunchtop virus very often in a crop, there are sporadic outbreaks, and in the late 1990s there was up to 25% losses in about 1/5 of the production area in all growing regions in Queensland and New South Wales, which equated to around about a 5% loss across the industry, or around about $140 per hectare. There's also been significant outbreaks in 2011. Several crops in central Queensland had losses of up to around about 40%. Cotton aphid is the most important vector for the cotton bunchtop virus. They generally pick up the virus from an outside source and then fly into the crop and then establish. They need a certain amount of time to pick up the virus from the source plant, and they need a certain amount of time for inoculating the crop plant, generally hours rather than seconds or minutes. Once the cotton plant is infected, it will take about 3 weeks for it to actually start to develop symptoms. The aphids generally move from plant to plant once they reach a certain density. The population gets to such a point where the crawlers will then move between plants which are touching, or winged aphids will then take flight and move greater distances. In a field situation, the virus usually establishes on the edge of the crop and then will spread in a circular pattern or across several rows moving into the crop. In other situations, winged aphids have come in from some distance and landed in the crop and then spread. We know that cotton is one of the most important hosts for the virus, not only in crop but also off farm. There's been surveys done on roadside areas in the cotton growing regions where about 40% of the volunteer cotton plants, which are more than 1 season old, were infected with the virus. So we know that that's a really important source, not only for the virus but also for the aphid vector. And if we can control those off-farm volunteers and ratoons, we'll have a very good chance of minimising the outbreaks of cotton bunchtop in crops. However, the virus has actually got quite a wide host range, up to 19 species that we know of. Marshmallow weed, Malva parviflora, is a good source for the virus, but also can be a host for the cotton aphid as well. The most efficient way to stop this virus from affecting a cotton crop is to minimise or eliminate the source of the virus before a crop goes into the ground. The virus can't survive in the soil, it can't survive in dead plant material, it has to survive in living plant material or within a live aphid. So if you can have a sufficient break over the non-cropping period where you can eliminate the alternate host and also eliminate the vector, you won't have the virus in the next season. Once a crop has got affected plants in it, there's really not a lot you can do. You can try to minimise the spread of the virus within the crop, and that is a balance between spraying for aphids too early and risking developing resistance later in the cropping cycle, or if you know that you've got winged aphids establishing in the crop where you know you've got virus in there, then it probably is worth trying to control the aphids to stop them moving, especially if you're going to plant a subsequent block to another crop. CSIRO are developing elite breeding lines which are getting pretty close to release in the next few years, which should have a natural resistance gene to the virus and also have resistance to cotton blue disease, which is cotton leaf roll dwarf virus, an exotic virus that's had severe effects on cotton crops in South America.